everybody, Ellie here for WhoCulture. Feels like it's been a hot minute since I spoke to you last, but we have another trailer for season 2. As well as a trailer, we also had the episode titles revealed in the last few days, and we have a new poster as well. So I'm going to go through all of those things. There will be timestamps attached to this video, so you can jump around to the things that you are more interested in seeing. Oh, actually, before I go any further, I need to give a shout out to Ethan at the K-Cole in Keithley, which nobody else is going to understand, but Ethan, I know you're watching, so hello, and I hope you enjoy this video. So let's start things off with the episode titles for these 8 episodes in season 2. So we have The Robot Revolution, Lux, The Well, Lucky Day, The Story and the Engine, The Interstellar Song Contest, Wish World, and The Reality War. Interesting titles. I think when I compare them to the titles of season 1, I don't know if they're as strong as the titles in season 1. Some of them I'm a little bit like, is that the best you could come up with? But I don't know what the context of the episodes is going to be, so who knows. But let's just go through them each individually very quickly. So let's start with The Robot Revolution. Now, each of these title reveals came with a little ident, as did season 1's. So the thing I noticed the most about The Robot Revolution is there's a screen in this ident, and it had the word Planet Belinda flashing on the screen, which I find the most interesting because it then suggests to me maybe Belinda wasn't kidnapped or abducted or whatever it is that she seems to have been. She's been taken. Maybe it wasn't by accident. Or has this planet been named after her after she's arrived there and she's maybe helped people on the planet and they've now named it after her? I think that's really interesting. In terms of the title, Robot Revolution, I quite like it. I'll give it a thumbs up. Yeah, I think that's a quite good title. Episode 2 is Lux. You guys know this is the episode I'm the most excited for. It's the episode that has Mr. Ring-a-Ding. It's the episode set in the 1950s. First thoughts when I heard the word Lux, though, was I started to think of the Feldman Lux Corporation. Any excuse to link it to Riversong in some way, I'm fairly certain it's not going to link to the Feldman Lux Corporation in any way whatsoever. But there's a small chance it might, so let's make the mention here, just in case we need to come back and go, well done, you connected the dots there when no one else did. Lux as a title, I think I like that one. I'll give that one thumbs up as well. I think I like that one. I think so. Episode 3 is The Well. This is the episode I think is the episode where we see Belinda and the Doctor kind of jumping/falling down towards a surface of some sort. Not much given away in the ident for this one. In terms of the title, I'm on the fence about this one. This is one of those ones where I'm like, could you have come up with something a bit more intriguing? It's not a down. I'm going to give it an in the middle, thumbs in the middle, because I don't hate it, but I don't particularly love it either. Next, we have episode 4, which is Lucky Day. Now, judging by the ident for this one, this is potentially the first episode we're going to see Ruby in season 2. And it looks like Unit is under question in some regard. There's some posters on the wall. We've got some Easter eggs there because we can see the top of Henrik's exploding. In Rose, we also have the Big Ben being crashed into from Aliens of London. So there's some Easter eggs in that little ident there as well. We also know that there's that creepy monster that we see in the ident too. Definitely think we're going to see some Unit characters in this episode. Lucky Day, I think I like that one as well. I think I like that one. I'll give that one a thumbs up too. Lucky Day, yeah. Yeah, I like that one. Then episode 5, we have The Story and the Engine. Now, this is the episode that has the spider creature. The ident showed barbershop equipment. So again, we know there is an episode set in a barbershop. We have 4 missing people. We have the spider. Very intrigued by this episode. I'm not so sure that the title hooks me, though. I think it's when titles just start with the. You know, The Well, The Story and the Engine. It feels like people didn't really try that hard to come up with a good title when it's just the something. So again, I'm going to give this one an in the middle. It's not a down. None of them are downs, but I just think in the middle for this one. Just feel like maybe you could have been a bit more creative with it. But I'm happy to eat my words. Who knows? Maybe it's totally fitting. Episode 6, the Interstellar Song Contest. I mean, this one just does what it says on the tin, really. I mean, again, It's not a massively creative title, but in terms of the episode, I feel like maybe this one is fitting. So I'll give this one, this one's okay. I'll give it a thumbs up because I just don't know what else you could call this episode when you know that it's centered around this song contest. But in terms of the context of this particular story, I think it works. Episode 7, Wish World. I really like this title. I've seen a lot of people not liking the name of this episode. I really like it. I don't know why I really like it, but I do. Wish World. I'm sticking with it. Controversial opinion. I like the title Wish World. Also, the ident for this one was really interesting. It looked like they were inside some sort of skeleton. I'm thinking maybe the dinosaur skeleton that we see in the first trailer. There's also a figure to the left. I can't quite work out whether it's a mannequin, whether it's a clockwork droid figure like we see in Deep Breath. I'm not sure if it's maybe one of the beings that we saw in the first trailer, that when we see the Doctor being led down a corridor in his kind of suit outfit and there's two figures behind him in kind of black and white. Maybe it's one of those, not sure. But I like the clock in this ident. This one, I'm intrigued by what this one is going to be. And then episode 8 is The Reality War. I think I can forgive the part of this particular title. It does definitely intrigue me, The Reality War. It makes me think of the reality bomb and Davros, and like, detonate the reality bomb! But I don't think that's quite the intention, but that's what it makes me think of anyway. But I think this is probably the episode where we see Mel in the first trailer with kind of the street collapsing around her. Definitely intrigued by that one. So yeah, there are our titles for the episodes of season 2. Then we have another poster, which was released just following the trailer that dropped today as well. Not lots to say about the trailer, other than I think it looks really cool. I like the kind of retro style of it, with the planet. It's kind of minimalist, but I like that. It makes me think of like E.T. or something. I don't know why it makes me think. Maybe it's the get her home part. Maybe that's what makes me think of E.T. But it's quite minimalist, it's quite retro. I like it. Good poster. And then, of course, the reason we're all here, the second trailer. Now, of course, this actually might not be the first time that we've seen this trailer. It's the first time I'm talking about it here with you guys, but I'm sure many of you will have noticed that this same trailer actually dropped a few weeks ago on the German Disney Plus YouTube channel. But, of course, it was all in German. No one was quite certain if it was supposed to have been dropped. I'm fairly certain it was not supposed to have been released, hence why we didn't talk about it. But we've been waiting patiently for them to release it in English so that we can fully break it down and talk about it. So you may have seen this trailer already, but this is the official release of it in English, and so now we can discuss it in greater detail. I really liked this trailer. I really enjoyed this trailer. It felt like an event. It's got me pumped for season 2. I've been a little bit unsure about my thoughts and feelings going into season 2. I think it feels like there's been a lack of marketing. I don't necessarily think there has been. It feels like there has been big gaps. Like I said at the beginning, it feels like I haven't spoken to you guys in ages about anything new in relation to season 2. It feels like it's been a really long time. So this came at a good time to start getting us pumped again. I think obviously we've had a lot of uncertainty surrounding the show lately, a lot of negativity. There were mixed responses and mixed reviews following season 1. So my mind was a little bit like, I'm not sure what to expect going into this new season. And the lack of marketing, or the feeling like there was a lack of marketing, wasn't helping. But this trailer has restored my faith somewhat. So the first thing that jumped out that we see in this trailer, different to the first trailer, is a little bit more of the Interstellar Song Contest. And it's being held at the Harmony Arena. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but as soon as I see the word harmony now in anything related to Doctor Who, it just makes me think of the Harmony Shoal, which we saw in The Husbands of River Song and The Return of Dr. Mysterio. Yes, I managed to mention River Song. Of course I did. And we know that they actually managed to infiltrate unit, but that plotline never went anywhere. Now, I am quite certain this is not going to be where this story goes, and I don't think the Harmony Shoal is going to be in this episode. But that's where my mind goes every single time I see it. Also, I'm just excited for this episode. I think this Interstellar Song Contest episode is going to be quite quirky, quite fun. I think there'll probably be some twists there. It is a Doctor Who episode after all, so I don't think it's going to be an entire episode of just a gimmick of a song contest. There's going to be some sort of monster element to it. But I'm just excited. I think we're going to get some good songs out of it. I'm excited for it. Okay, so the next thing, and again, because people have seen the German version of this trailer previously, it's not the first time we're seeing this, but The reference to it being 2007 and it always being a historical episode, flashbacks to 2007, hurts my soul. 2007 feels like yesterday. I understand, right? Here's the thing, and I've said this before. I know there are a lot of people that watch our channel. I talk about things being nostalgic, and you go, you're a child, you're a baby. Because, you know, I grew up watching the classic series, and I get that. But now I understand how you feel. And I've said this many times in the last couple of years as well. I get how you feel because 2007 is not a historical episode. 2007 was yesterday. Like, how can this be? 2007 was when I was watching Doctor Who growing up. Like, no. But anyway, I digress. We have this kid in this scene. Now, we might be barking up the wrong tree here, but we have a theory that this kid in this jump back to 2007 might be Ruby's boyfriend. So we're thinking that this scene may be in episode 4, Lucky Day, and that perhaps the character we see Ruby interacting with is perhaps using her, maybe, because he had an encounter with the Doctor when he was a child in 2007. I don't know why I rolled my eyes. I was a child in 2007. But perhaps, yeah, everything's connected somehow, which would be sad for Ruby if she's just being used for her connection to the Doctor, but it wouldn't be the first time that this has happened in Doctor Who, where someone's being used to get to the Doctor. But yeah, I think maybe it all connects somehow. Also, when you think back to 2007 in relation to the world of Doctor Who, that would have been Series 3. That would have been Harold Saxon era. So perhaps this kid witnessed something surrounding Harold Saxon or something that involved the Doctor in 2007, and then basically like an Elton situation, you know, from Love and Monsters, like he saw the Doctor as a child and then was like obsessed with trying to find him. Maybe that's a similar situation here. Okay, next we have the best part of this trailer. Again, we've all seen it floating around social media. Well, maybe not all of us, but since this trailer got dropped in Germany by accident, I assume. Mr. Ring-a-Ding, but more importantly, the Doctor and Belinda in cartoon form. They've been cartoonized. It looks incredible. It looks so amazing. I love it when you have a combination, I've said this before, combination of live action and animation. But also, I grew up watching things like Scooby-Doo. So seeing this style of animation in Doctor Who, seeing those characters being put into... I'm so excited for this episode. This one, I cannot express how much I am looking forward to seeing this episode. I really hope it doesn't disappoint, because I'm so pumped for this episode, and this clip has got me even more excited. Now, we don't know if this is going to be, you know, just this scene, or whether we're going to have an extended part of this episode that's going to be cartoonized. I don't know. I hope we're going to have a decent amount of time with them cartoonized. I hope it's not going to be like just that scene and then, oh, zap, we're back again. What just happened? That was weird. I want to see more. I want to see like a good chunk of that episode in cartoon versions of Belinda and the Doctor. Either way, love it. So excited. Now, obviously, in relation to Doctor Who, this isn't the first time Doctor Who has ventured into the world of animation. Obviously, we haven't seen anything like this in the main show itself, but we do have classic animations. You know, we have episodes that have been turned into animations that may have been lost, or we didn't have all the footage for, so they've been put into animation form. We have things like Scream of the Shauker, we have Infinite Quest, Dreamland, so maybe this is a slight nod to the animation elements of Doctor Who that we've seen in the past, kind of expanded media and things like that. But like I said, I'm just really excited to see how this story unfolds and what happens. Also, side note though, did anyone get just a feeling when, I'm assuming it's the projector that then zaps them, but there was a shot of the projector in this trailer and I for a moment thought, is that a Dalek eye? Is that a Dalek eye stalk? Then I quickly thought, no, Ellie, that's the projector, the camera. So silly Billy, but I thought it might have been a Dalek. Then we have Colonel Sexy. Colonel Sexy made the trailer, which makes me very happy. I'm glad that he's sticking around. Every time we have Unit, we have Colonel Sexy there. We also have this monster, so I'm assuming again this is from episode 4, Lucky Day, where we saw this monster in the ident, and it's surrounding Ruby somehow. It looks like in this trailer that monster is in Unit HQ, so that's bad. I'm also thinking perhaps this episode is a Dr. Light episode. Just based on the shots we've seen of the episode so far, I'm wondering if those scenes in 2007 are from the same episode. Maybe we're not going to get that many scenes of the Doctor, and it's mostly going to focus on Ruby and Unit and the monster back on Earth. But I'm happy to be proven wrong here. It doesn't make sense to me why you'd have a Dr. Light episode now that Ncuti wasn't away filming Sex Education. That was the reason for those Dr. Light episodes in season 1. Season 2, he was fully available, so perhaps it's not a case of it being Dr. Light, but being a case of having two separate storylines happening at once. So we're not going to have the Doctor and Ruby interacting, but we've got a whole storyline revolving around Ruby and Unit on present day Earth, and then maybe Belinda and the Doctor back in 2007, and the stories kind of entwine with each other. In terms of the monster being in Unit HQ though, I had a theory after the last trailer where we saw Kate Stewart walking down this corridor past what looked like vaults or cells, and that monsters from those vaults had been set loose, had escaped. So I think maybe there is some credit there. I think some credence to that theory, because looks like maybe some monsters have escaped from Unit HQ. How cool would that be though? This would be the perfect opportunity for us to see some returning familiar monsters. They don't have to be a big point of the episode, but if they've got monsters in the cells in Unit Tower and they escape, it's a perfect opportunity for us to have some cameos of some known Doctor Who monsters. That could become a very iconic scene if that was to happen. Overall though, I do think this was a really exciting trailer. I think compared to the first trailer, it's interesting because I would be inclined to say that I preferred this new trailer. But I'm pretty sure Danny prefers the first trailer, so it's interesting what appeals to different people. Now, I do like the first trailer, and the thing is I've been going on about how I want Doctor Who to be more scary, more dark, and I think the first trailer has a darker tone to it. But what I love about this second trailer is that it feels so energetic and exciting, and it's building it up to be this special event. I think it's the whole Phil Collins part of it that makes it really feel quite Disney, but I think it's the Phil Collins part of the music that's making it feel quite Disney, because it's like Tarzan or whatever. I just think some of the shots that are included in this second trailer are more gripping to me, more intriguing and exciting, and especially with the cartoon. Would it have been cool if that had been kept a secret? Maybe, but it also is something so exciting that, look, I'm more excited about watching it now that I know that's going to happen. So, you know, you have to balance what do you include in a trailer that's not going to completely ruin it, but also is going to get people excited. And in terms of the cartoon part, I'm excited now that I know it's going to happen. So I think they did a really good job in including that. And for the most part, it's a good trailer that doesn't give too much plot away. You know, we know we've got an Interstellar Song Contest. Well, there's clearly going to be more to it than that, but we don't know anything. So in terms of keeping you intrigued without giving too much away, good job. Now, some of you may or may not be aware that this week marks the 20th anniversary of New Who. So we have got some very exciting content coming out across this week. So if you haven't already, make sure that you have the subscribe button hit, but also the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the fun things we've got coming this week. You don't want to miss what we've got coming this week. And also let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on this trailer, whether you prefer it to the first one, what you're most excited about in season 2. In the meantime, I've been Ellie for WhoCulture, and in the words of River Song herself, goodbye, sweeties.